Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Friday stream. Hope you guys are all having a good day. I mean, it's Friday, another work week in the books. Hope you guys all had a good week. Hope you had a great new comic book day. I appreciate you all taking the time out of your day to hang out with me for next couple of hours. Looks like we got a few people in the house already. Hope you guys are all doing good. So we're going to be kicking this stream off. We're going to be going over the new comic book day books that I grabbed. We're going to be reviewing some of them, not as in-depth as the top 10 list that I did. But then we got a lot of cool news to talk about, and I've got some other cool top 10 lists as well. Hey, Mark McGrath in the house. K-Bar, how are you this fine Friday, my friend? Man, I'm doing really good. It's Friday. You can't complain about that. What's going on? What's going on? But yeah, hope you guys all had everything good. Dude, some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about tonight, I mean, man, I was on the, was it CBR website, and they've got a lot of really good stuff. There's a lot of like really cool news, a lot of new stuff coming out. They had some really sweet top 10 lists that I'm excited to talk about with you guys too. William Marino, what's going on? Superman, dude, I'm telling you, that Superman book was awesome. That was the shit. I mean, I always say I haven't really been in a lot of DC stuff. I haven't really read any Superman my entire life, and I hopped into this series not knowing a whole hell of a lot, and it's surprisingly really good. I obviously read that one digitally, so I'm not going to be, I can't really put everything up on screen. But as some people come in, yeah, K-Bar said, I agree, Superman's been banging so far. Yeah, it's surprisingly solid. Mr. Negative, what's up, buddy? Dude, things are going good on my end. What was I going to say? I picked up, I know we were talking about video games, I think either Tuesday or actually I had to cancel last Friday. I think we were talking about video games on Tuesday. I picked up, where is it? Here, I got it right here. Let me grab this. There we go. I grabbed the Silent Hill for PS3. It's got Silent Hill 2 and 3 on it. I was really pumped. I got it for like $16. Can't beat that. And my shop, oh my god. I don't know if any of you guys are Pokemon fans, if you grew up with N64, but they've got the the Pokemon Stadium, like the box with the game in it, the Rumble Pack, the instructions, all of it. I'm going to be picking that up, and they've got the Pokemon N64 controller, so I'm going to be getting a deal on both of those. I'm so excited to have that in my collection. Superman's been great. Excited for Williamson's Green Arrow book soon too. He's been doing awesome lately with that and Dark Ride. That's the guy that's doing Dark Ride. I'll probably I'll probably pick that one up then, give it a try. Dude, that's what I was saying. I saw that and I was like, guys, how much is this going to be? They looked it up. It's selling for a ton of money, though. So that really sucks. But we'll see. We'll turn you into a regular DC reader one day. Dude, KO, I promise you right now. Well, I don't have any DC in this stack. I only grabbed that one this week. But I got Doctor Strange. And, well, Carnage was really good. I will say that. Carnage was a really good issue. But I only got Doctor Strange and Carnage this week from Marvel. We'll talk about those books first. But for the most part, every time I read Marvel, it's like the books just aren't as good as they used to be. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there. I know there's a lot of people that's in the chat that watches these streams that are obviously a bit older than me. So they really got the good days of Marvel. But even a few years ago, it almost feels like it's night and difference compared to what's going on today. The artwork is different. It just feels sloppily thrown together. These stories are just so... A lot of times the stories have just been so bad. Williamson's good on solo books. He should stay far away from events. All right, I can see on that. I like Doctor Strange. Thought it was fun. Better than most Marvel books. See, that's the other thing. It's like, I feel like I have... I don't know. I know I read a ton of books. Honestly, like I read an insane amount of books. And I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm just very critical on all of these books. It's not even anymore like, oh yeah, it was good. I like this about it. Or this one wasn't that good. Maybe it just wasn't for me. It's that I'm reading, 15 books a week sometimes for new comic book day. I get caught up on some of the older stuff, and maybe I'm reading it digitally. But sometimes 15 books, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, you pick up one that is just phenomenal, and then you read like 3 in a row that are just okay, and then one that happens to be really bad. So am I getting really picky with some of these books, or I don't know, is my assessment on a lot of these fair? Because, look at Doctor Strange, for example. Like, I think it was Mr. Neg. Yeah, Mr. Negative said he liked Doctor Strange, but You got an Alex Ross cover. Awesome. Phenomenal cover. I love Alex Ross, one of my favorite artists. Honestly, pretty much one of the only reasons I grabbed this. I didn't finish reading Death of Doctor Strange. I believe the volume right after that was called Strange. That was with Clea running the show. And then this has nothing to do with that, but Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise. Wasn't a fan of that artwork. I know that one's on me. It's just not my thing, but I'll probably read it once it wraps up. The Death of Doctor Strange, I read maybe 3 issues, or I think I read all of them besides the last one. I really didn't think that one was that good either. And then finally, with the regular Strange series, if I didn't finish reading Death of Doctor Strange, I wasn't going to move into that one. But I gave it a shot. I believe his name's Jed MacKay. Is that who's on? He's on Moon Knight too. I believe his name's Jed. Let's see if I can find it. I'm sure someone in chat could. Yeah, Jed MacKay. So we got Jed MacKay as the writer, Pascal Ferry as the artist, Matt Hollingsworth as the colorist, and VC's Corey Petit as the letterer. Obviously, Alex Ross is the cover artist as well. But, I opened it right away, and I knew the artwork was going to be a slight turnoff for me. If you didn't read the Submariner, what was it? Namor Submariner, Conquered Shores. It's the same artwork style as that. And to me, I'm going to be honest, it's almost as if I don't think I have. Oh, I do. Hold on, I can compare. Oh, it's Black Panther. Damn it. I saw Namor right at the bottom. I was like, all right, cool. I got Conquered Shores right here. Yeah, I don't have Conquered Shores in this pile, sadly, so I can't really compare too well. But I feel like I'm looking at Doctor Strange, and I mean, hell, even Clea to an extent, and I feel like they almost look exactly the same. We're going to use the same panels, but I don't know. Look at their face expressions and their facial just features. They kind of look like the same character. I'm not a huge fan of this artwork, so I'm not. I'm trying to be not so picky with that. I read the Conquered Shores series. It was just all right in my opinion. But this first issue, it didn't really do anything that really pulled me in. I don't remember where I put it in at the top 10 list. I think it got 9, maybe number 8. It wasn't horrible by any means, but there, in my opinion, was really nothing special about this one. Let's see. Really, the covers are great enough for me to collect ASM. Oh, wait, what I missed for the ASM covers. My 2 cents, Sins the Sinister has been good so far, but then again, you have to be current on the Hickman stuff. Yeah, that's one of the major problems for me. That's why I didn't grab it. I think I'm missing something with the ASM covers. It might be a little bit higher up. 2 Alex Ross covers on Doctor Strange 2. That's awesome. I liked it for an opening issue. It was resetting where all the pieces and players were. All right, so maybe it's just me then because I didn't finish reading the other stuff. And I did give you guys a heads up when I was reviewing the issue. I said, I'm not the biggest Doctor Strange fan. I wasn't a huge fan of those other series. I haven't read a lot of the older stuff, and what I have read, it's just always seemed all right in my opinion. But that's why I said it wasn't a horrible first issue. Like K-Bar just said, it was pretty much just resetting all the pieces, all the players, letting us know where they are, what they've been up to. It starts off with Clea and Doctor Strange. He's just having a regular week. And yeah, I do like the dynamic between them both. He's trying to save everybody. He's trying to help them as best as he can, while her, on the other hand, she's been dealing with things differently while he's been gone. She's a little bit more violent. She wants to get things done her way, and it's not always the nicest of ways. And that was all right. Where they went, I believe his name is Ogman. Yeah. That's kind of the villain for the first issue, although they didn't really do a whole hell of a lot with him. And then we did get left on a cliffhanger. So, I mean, I put it in at, I believe, number 9. It really wasn't horrible, but that's why I'm saying my bias is coming in. I'm just not the biggest Doctor Strange fan. I like how they took little digs at what's going on with Spider-Man. Oh, I saw that too. What was it? Let me see if I can bring it up real quick for you guys. There was a good one that I caught. Let's see. Yeah, not a lot of people want to talk to me right now. There was something else in here. Yeah, there was something else in there, but yeah, I saw that too. Let's see. What's up, AR? Sorry, been MIA recently, just so busy with life. Glad you're able to watch you live. Ah, man, Hugh, that's awesome. I appreciate you tuning in. Things happen. People get busy. The other Marvel book that I grabbed this week, so I think it was a little bit bigger of a Marvel week, but I only grabbed the 2 issues. I did miss out on Punisher. I think it was issue number 10, so that sucked. I was really looking forward to that series. I'm a big fan of it if you guys haven't checked it out. I grabbed Carnage issue number 11. This is also cover A. This was a surprisingly really good issue. So we don't have Rom V on this one anymore. We're going to be talking about Rom V a little bit later. But we've got Alex Packnadal on here. I believe that's how you say his last name. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. But we've got him now on this series. And I was a little hesitant going into it because there's been so much that's been built up in this Carnage series so far. We've got Carnage kind of out trying to become this god. He's trying to be this big weapon that nobody can stop. And he's got Kenneth Neely with him. And you've also got the other side of things where Carnage is also, I believe it's Carnage or Cletus Cassidy, or it was Carnage at the time, was in... or whoever, yeah, I believe it was the Carnage symbiote that was in the Detective John Shade. So I like the two kind of trying to find each other, trying to get away from each other. That was a really good aspect to it. When they went off-world, I thought it was just okay. But at the time, I thought it was just okay. But as the series progressed, it started to make a lot more sense to me. Like, okay, he did all of this. He's trying to eliminate these other guys because he's going to get their powers. He's trying to become this massive just god and weapon, and he wants to take over everything. And it became clear, and it was really cool. But then as everything was really starting to get rolling, Rom V decided to up and leave the series. And I don't know, I got a little hesitant going forward. But man, he killed it on this issue. I thought he did a really good job. Marco, what's going on, buddy? Behold Behemoth was a great read. That's good. I've read, from what I remember, I think I read the first issue. I'm always kind of hesitant on Boom Studio stuff. It's not like I don't like them, but at the same time, they're just okay in my opinion. Let's see. So with this one, oh yeah, this was really cool. We've got this issue pretty much focuses on Detective John Shade. Well, actually, no, not the detective. We get Kenneth Neely in this one. So he's going after Cletus Cassidy. He thinks if he can summon Cletus Cassidy, that might be the only way that they can finally stop Carnage once and for all. So the whole time he's trying to, I don't know, woo him, I guess. He's trying to say, hey, listen, we can do this. We can finally take him down. But this whole time, Cletus Cassidy's been at St. Estes, and he's got his own little world within St. Estes. He's like a god, and he can do whatever he wants in there. But he finally, he does a little bit of schmooze, and he convinces them, and things go from there. It was a fun read. It really was. Let's see. What were you just talking about, Rom V? I was saying that he's not on Carnage anymore, but I've got, not an article, but I've got his Twitter post that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. Let's see. I'm enjoying how DC is doing a soft reboot after Lazarus Planet one-shots. I wish they spent more time investing in those new characters like John and Yara. I was reading the, what was it, the Yara one, what was that called? I guess it was just Wonder Woman. I was reading that, but it got canceled, so that was a little disappointing. Let's see. Now we've got... let's talk about this one next. We got Order and Outrage. This is the new one from Dark Horse. It's written by Jim Starlin. Oh, Nubia. Was it Nubia or Wonder Woman? I still thought there was a Wonder Woman series that had Yara as the main character. Oh, Wonder Girl. Okay. That makes more sense. Like I said, that was a good one, too. I don't know if everyone else in the house read that one, but that was a fun one. Nice. Yeah, well, like I said, we're going to be talking about it a little bit more. I didn't bring up Robbie's video, sadly. I forgot all about it, and I think it's like an hour and a half long, so I didn't have a chance to sift through it. But next up, Order and Outrage. It's a brand new one from Dark Horse. It's written by Jim Starlin. I was super pumped for it. It's on this awesome cardstock cover. I mean, you can tell from here, it's nice, it's glossy, it feels like very nice in your hands. It feels like a quality product. So the $4.99 price tag on it, I was okay with. I was cool with spending that. I mean, hell, I was a lot better spending $4.99 on this than $4.99 on this, quality-wise at least. But I gotta say, it was pretty bad. I don't know if anyone else, we got 21 viewers right now, if they had an opportunity to read this one, but I felt as though it was, I don't know. I don't exactly know the best way to describe this first issue. It was all over the place. We didn't really get any character introductions. They kind of jumped straight into it, and I don't think it worked. And I don't think it was even good enough for me to be like, I'm gonna see how this one goes, because it's only a 4-issue miniseries. So when I read something like this, I'm like, okay, it's 4 issues. AWA puts out 4-issue miniseries all the time, and they're always so good. They have a great, just a punchline in that first issue. They have a good setup, they have a great execution, and it usually leaves you on a cliffhanger where you're like, ooh, like I would like to continue on with this series. This one didn't really have, the Order and Outrage didn't really have anything going on in it, in my opinion, that made me want to continue on. Real quick, Exo Manowar looked beautiful, but the story not so much. I didn't have an opportunity to check that one out. My shop didn't get any Valiant in. What happened with Doctor Strange, yay or nay? I'm kind of in between. I understand that I'm not a huge Doctor Strange fan, so for a first issue, I really need something that's going to wow me, something that's really going to pull me in, and there was pretty much nothing like that happened. But I do agree that it was a pretty decent first issue. They had a nice setup. They had a lot of, I believe it was K-Bar that said it earlier. Now I can't find it. Somebody said earlier it was good because they were kind of letting all the pieces like come back to us. They were telling us where they've been, stuff like that. And, it was good for a new reader jumping in, but it didn't really do it for me. I'm going to read probably another issue or two and go from there. Mark, I've heard Lord of the Jungle has been really good. I've heard it's been a fantastic read, so I might have to jump on that. I'm not 100% if I'm going to, but I'll probably just wait when it wraps up and go from there. But Order and Outrage, I'm not going to continue on with it. See, Mark, that's how I was. I was willing to give it a shot. I thought, Jim Starlin, how am I gonna turn that one down? I'm obviously going to grab this one, but I don't know, like right off the bat, like this first page, really, I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is really cool art. I'm really excited for this. And I'm pumped to see where they go with it. And even after the first couple of pages, I was thinking, okay, like this is cool. I'm interested. And it really is, like the artwork was fantastic. The artwork to me is what really shined in this series, or this first issue, I should say. But then, once you start getting into it, you see that this kind of blue character, whoever she is or whatever happened to her, they go into the past and they show different things, I guess, that's happened prior in her life. And I guess when I was done reading it, I was just like, what's going on in this series? I don't know. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But then rereading some of it, some parts did stand out based on that description. Like, okay, I can see where that came from, or I can see where they were aiming for this. But overall, I really don't think almost any of it landed with me. This one I know got number 10 on this week's top 10 list. Yeah, too bad on the Starlin book. It is what it is. Shit happens sometimes. But moving into, actually, we got another Dark Horse book. We'll talk about Dark Horse before we move into, I believe this is all Image. One Boom Studios. Yeah, One Boom Studios then. Blue Book, I'm not going to be sticking on this one for too long. This one was way better than the first issue. It's on the same type of cardstock cover that the Order and Outrage book was on. So if you grab this one, but you're hesitant on Blue Book, same type of cover, same $4.99. Really nice quality in your hands. The artwork is just okay. Nothing to really write home about. This is what it looks like. Little sneak peek. So nothing too crazy, but this one, so the first issue, if you can remember, it's just our main characters, Betty and, who is it? Betty and something else Barney. Betty and Barney. And they had some sort of alien encounter. Barney doesn't want to believe that that's what it was, but he saw something and he didn't know what it was. But this issue, they're kind of dealing with the aftermath of that encounter. They realize something absolutely happened, but what do they do next? Do they contact the news? Do they tell their friends, family? Do they go to the government? What do they do? And that's pretty much what this issue is. They're realizing that some things did happen. They lost a couple hours of their drive. They realized that there was this odd radiation on their vehicle, and things are just different. So it was a cool second issue. I'm definitely going to be continuing on with it. Like I said, way better than the first one. This one. This one, I got quite a few comments. I'm just gonna say it first. This is the Neighbors, brand new series from Boom Studios, and this is the homage variant. I'm not sure what the homage is supposed to be off the top of my head, but it's the homage variant. Hold on. I skipped a blue book since one didn't wow me. I might wait. K-Bar, that's probably the best way to do it, realistically. Joshua Alvey, the problem I have with blue book is I already know the story. Okay. Yeah, so I knew that it was based. Someone commented when I said originally I didn't like this first issue. They said, "Well, you realize it's based on a true story." No, I didn't realize that. I still felt that they probably could have written it better as far as the first issue goes, but that's not to take away that it is a unique, cool story. I don't know what happened to them, so I am excited to see what goes on. So we're just going to go from there. But K-Bar, I do recommend too. At this point, 2 issues deep, they're like $5 each. At least I think the first issue was $5. I'll just wait for a trade paperback. But this one from Boom Studios, The Neighbors, issue number 1. I think I put it at number 4. I don't really like when they when writers include like political views or personal agendas in books. I tend to, the world's crazy. All the shit that you see on the news is always crazy. Everything you go, everywhere you even go on the internet is almost always a negative. There's a lot of negative stuff going on in the world right now. So when I pick up a comic book, I want it to be like a good story. I want it to be something that, really, I keep saying the word wow, but something where I'm done reading it, like, I'm just thinking, man, this was really good. I'd really like to read the next one. So I'm not a big fan. There's comics a while ago that were throwing Trump in the comics. They had some other presidents in comics, and even the covers were like really putting down Trump. And I'm not saying, like, oh man, that's bad or that's a good thing. It's just, that's really taking away from some viewership, some readers. Maybe they don't want to see the political agendas in comic books. And that's kind of how I am. I don't see one way or the other way. I don't care what people think, but I don't think it should be in a book that people are trying to, they're spending money on. And I did put this one at 4 because I still looked past all the agendas, but man, there were some pretty negative comments that I got about this book. And I think if you can, political stuff aside, it was a fairly good story as far as the first issue goes. Let's see. The Omega variant is based on the late 70s sci-fi horror flick Invasion. Oh, is that what this one's supposed to be? The Invasion of the Body Snatchers? Oh my god, that makes so much sense because that's basically what happens in this first issue. That's awesome. I appreciate you letting me know on that one. Sometimes it's hit or miss. I would never buy a comic with real-world politics. A lot of activists pretending they are comic writers these days. Story has to come first. See, Mark, I'm with you on that. The story has to come first, but it's as soon as you start to see the views, like, I guess like an agenda. Like this is her. So because we're talking about it, we're going to bring this one up right away because this goes hand in hand with it. Let's see. Yeah, I know I'm going the key collector for news. I wouldn't typically ever do this, but the description that they had on there really is basically what it was. So if you guys can read that, it says The Neighbors is a horror story described by the writer as the terror that shadows queer and trans people who are raising families in 2020. Based on that description and based on what I read, I absolutely got that takeaway. And I'm thinking, I guess I just kept saying why. I want to read a book. I don't need that being pushed every couple of pages. And I don't care what the agenda is. It could be I don't give a shit what the agenda is. It's the fact that there is some sort of agenda that's constantly being pushed. And I don't need that in a comic book. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me what it is. You could be talking about fucking burgers or pizza. Which one's better? And I don't want to see that. I want a good story. I want the focus to be on the story. I would like the focus to be on these creepy neighbors that are just, trying to take over the rest of the neighborhood, trying to get the new neighbors bodies or whatever the hell they're doing this series. Like it had an interesting concept to it. It was a nice plot and it left us on a cliffhanger, and I was really excited to see that. But when you read this too, a horror story described by the writer as this, that is what got brought up a lot in this book. And you know, like I said, it was an interesting plot, left us on a cliffhanger. I'm going to continue on with it, but it's the same writer that did Maw, and I didn't like Maw at all. I didn't think it was a good story. The artwork, from what I remember, was just okay. But it felt the same way. It felt as though there was an agenda in that book too. And I'm not sure if it's written by Jude Ellison S. Doyle. I'm not sure if that's how, I think it's a she. I'm not 100% on that one though. But if that's how Jude writes a lot of their books, then I mean, it's going to be a lot of misses for me. But as long as they leave out Trump, they can. Yeah, that's it. That was the one thing that I remember. I remember talking about that with people. There was a lot of like clown covers, and there's a lot of stuff like dogging on Trump. You know, if you're gonna do it for both. Why would you do one and not the other? And I don't care if you like one or the other. Yeah, it doesn't bother me who you like and who you don't like, but make the same cover for both parties, or better yet, don't do it at all. There is no reason to do it. Imagine being a foreign reader and seeing American politicians in comics. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Someone's gonna open that and be like, why? Why is this person in here? Why are they talking about this? But yeah, I did put it at number 4 though, because like I said, I try to look at the story as a whole. I look at the artwork, and I felt based on this artwork, you've got some good expressions out of the people. I felt. Someone commented and said they felt very lifeless and emotionless. I didn't get that. I didn't get that take at all. I felt as though it was a family that was moving to a brand new area that probably had some bad stuff happen to them in the past. And now they're getting weird vibes from these neighbors. And the one character, who is a trans character, was calling out that neighbor to the rest of the family, saying, you know, they're looking at me at this reason. They are looking at us differently because they know. And that's where the issue basically was. And I don't think they're looking at them at all like that, seeing that they are like taking over bodies. Sean Ali, what's going on, man? But yeah, I you know, if you look past, you know, I don't even know, like, I don't know. Like I said, I got some rough comments on that one for putting it at number 4, but I felt like the story was still good. But I will stand by that. Keep agendas, keep politics out of comics. That's not what I want to read. Sean Ali, many Trump haters, no need for politics in comics. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of people who don't like him. There's a lot of people who do like him. But there's no reason to have him in there. Let's see. I liked it way back when almost always when the president was in a comic, it was just generic. You didn't know what party they represented. I think a lot comes down to how it's written into the story. The better woven in, it's less worsens the reader experience. And see, I took that into consideration as well with this one, because that played into the actual plot of the story. I see where the comments were coming from, that it was a lot in the issue, but at the same rate, that is how the character feels. Yes, that character, like I said, I'm pretty sure the character was trans, but that's how the character felt towards the neighbors. And that's why that character was talking to their family like that, saying, you know, they're looking at me like this. They're saying this about me, because that's how they felt. So it made sense in the plot. And that's why I continue to say I felt as though it was a good first issue, because it wasn't, say, they're robbing a bank and all this stuff is coming up. Or maybe same thing, like you got some creepy neighbors, but randomly they talk about that. No, it was woven into the plot, I felt. Like I said, I don't care if it's there or not. It doesn't always need to be. But that's why I wanted to bring that one up for that issue, because that is specifically how the writer said the book is. But the next one, let's see, what do we want to talk about next? Let's do, this one was interesting. I remember we were talking about it on Tuesday for a little bit, and we were all, some of us were like, oh, well, hopefully it doesn't exactly go that route. But we got Dead Romans. This is cover A. This is the brand new one from Image. It was, I didn't really have a negative or a positive experience with it. The artwork was bomb. The artwork was really good. Let me double check, because there's a couple rough pictures that you can't put up here. This one looks good though. There we go. This is what the artwork looks like for this one. Really good artwork in my opinion. So to me, the artwork is what really shined in this issue. It really set the tone of the story. It's dark, it's gritty. There's a lot of bad stuff going on. KO said it. KO says it best. Dead Romans was beautiful. The writing mediocre. I I really agree. They didn't really do anything to set up any sort of plot. Now they did set it up, but they didn't really talk about any of the characters at all. So it's almost as if the writer is, I want to say, forcing us to care about these characters. But that's kind of how it feels. It does feel very forced. Like, oh, something happened to the supposed king or the eventual king, and then the supposed queen. They have to get married, but one of them's still a slave. And that's kind of the only background story. And then they just jumped into all of these other characters and all this other stuff going on. So that's probably the best way to describe it. The writing mediocre for a first issue. I'm going to grab the next one though for sure. But man, the artwork is really gorgeous for that issue. Moving on. We'll talk about this one. Undiscovered Country, this is cover B, issue number, I believe it's 24. Yeah, number 24. This one, I love Undiscovered Country. I always talk about how much I love this series. It's fantastic. All the zones are super unique. They're very important to the overall story. Even Uncle Sam, they've changed him up, I think, pretty much every single time in a different zone. Just new creations, new wacky and wild stuff going on. I didn't like this zone at all. I really didn't. I thought it was all over the place for this zone. We didn't get a lot of info. We didn't get a lot of anything. And then when they finally wrapped it all up, they still didn't really explain everything. We got some new characters though. We did get, I think his name was Levante, and the Monitorium. We learned about the Monitorium. So some good stuff and big important stuff came out of this issue and this latest arc. But I'll tell you what, overall, it was too all over the place. There was too much stuff going on. All the characters were in different time periods, and nothing really added up, I guess you could say. It just didn't come together towards the end. And now they're in the bounty zone, so Adam, what's going on, buddy? Just wanted to drop in, say hi. Hope you're doing well, man. I got Undiscovered Country, haven't read it yet. Nothing, what's going on, bud? Undiscovered Country never clicked with me. I dropped after the second arc, but I hear a lot of good things about it. Just seems, I think it's really good. I personally think they've done a good job developing some of the characters. I think they've done a good job developing all the zones. All the zones are fantastic. Hell, I would like to see more of some of these zones. They can do a lot with Undiscovered Country. They can go back with separate characters in tie-in series. They could do a whole hell of a lot with this one. Like I said, this history's not, I don't even know if this one was considered the history zone, because the last one I think was the history zone. So this one just, I don't know. It wasn't too good. Damn, Punisher was the dopest. That sucks. I missed out on Punisher. I'm a big fan of that series. I was really looking forward to it because the last issue was fantastic. But I'm going to have to pick that one up. I'm going to get Isaacs. Oh, yeah, KO, you said Oscar Isaacs earlier. So it looks like you're meeting him, getting his autograph tonight, and DC's Paul Kupperberg tomorrow. Man, that's so cool. Oscar Isaacs, like I've said it before, I wasn't a big fan of the Moon Knight show, but that show wouldn't have been anything without him. He made it. The way that he was able to transition to the different personalities just like on the dot was fantastic. Super Punisher. Oh, that's what they've been building up to, man. They've been building up that something's got to be done about the Punisher. And I heard in this one he got a lot of powers, like crazy powers. So I'm jealous. I'm definitely gonna have to read it. I might read it digitally and then get the physical copy. Next one. I only got two more, and then we can get into some of the news. Let's see. All right. Yeah, right. John, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Next one, we got Torrent from Image. This is issue number 2, cover A. I gave number 1 I gave the first issue my number 1 on the top 10 list. Ooh, does anyone know if Punisher is ending at 12? Let's find out. Let's see. Punisher, no more. Ooh, that sounds like an ending. Oh, it might be ending at 12 because they don't have anything after it. Let's see if it says anything on previews. Ooh. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was going to be a 12-issue miniseries. Yeah, I know. I feel you, John. It's a really good series. Jason Aaron's doing a great job on it. Oh, no. My 2 cents. No, that is perfectly fine. I like to look these things up so I know and you guys know as well. Let's see. So Torrent, I gave the first issue #1 that week for the top 10 list. It's a superhero series. Our main character's out to get revenge. There was a lot of stuff that happened in that first issue, and I felt as though Mark Guggenheim did a good job with the pacing, did a good job explaining things, gave us backgrounds on the characters, and it jumped straight into it. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a good job on it. I didn't really like the second issue as much. I think they did a good job with the things that happened in it, but the pacing is pretty bad. The pacing was the same as the first issue, and the first issue, to me, it made a lot of sense. The second issue, they really, in my opinion, needed to slow things down. We have our main character here. I felt as though she needs to not gather her thoughts, but get all of her shit together, figure out the next steps, and get her son back. And it kind of jumped right into it. She just kind of went ham and was like, you know what, I'm going to get him. I'm going to do this. We're going to do all of this. And it's like everything that was created in the first issue kind of was resolved in the second issue. So they kind of left us on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but the things that were built up in the first one, I don't know. It seemed meaningless after the second issue. They did give us some new characters, and here, I'm just going to, without spoiling things, at least I was going to say, no spoilers, but that's going to be the next cover, the cover 3. So, obviously, I think this is how the series is just going to be. I think it's just going to be nonstop action the entire time. So, is that a bad thing? No, but that means that just going into it, know that the story might not be an in-depth story with a lot of details, a lot of backgrounds, a lot of character and plot developments. It just might be, I'd hate to compare it to Berserker because that series was god-awful, but it might be a similar series like that, where you just get a ton of action with a little bit of story here and there. I wonder if they are pausing Punisher because of stuff going on with Daredevil this summer. Oh, they're restarting the Daredevil series again, aren't they? Do we know who the writer is going to be on the new Daredevil series? I don't recall if we talked about that or if anyone knows. Before we get into the news, though, this is the last one I'm going to be talking about. We got Plush issue number 5. Yeah, Plush issue number 5. This is cover A. This is an homage cover. Yeah, again. Yeah, so they're ending it in, I don't know, I think June or July, and then August is a brand new Daredevil series. We can look that one up, too. But super quick with Plush. Really fun series. Really cool artwork. This is what it looks like. Kind of cartoonish, so take that for what it is, but it goes really good with the story. I think they did a great job overall with the story. We got Devin, our main character, and he's finally kind of, I don't know, he's accepted his furry family and his fate to be just a furry with all of the others, and he went back to save them, and it's going to be a badass final issue. I'm excited. Yeah, Cannibal Furries. Plush is freaking awesome. Oh, man, I'm glad you're enjoying it, buddy. Second Street, what's going on? Yeah, Cannibal Furries. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. It's a really cool series, though. The only Daredevil announcement has been the new Daredevil. And I think... So, wait, is the new Daredevil comic Daredevil End Echo? Because that's 100% the reason. Because of the TV show. You're going to enjoy K-Bar. You can read it all at once. It's a quick read. Keep the numbering and continue with the new team. That's what, man, my 2 cents, that's exactly how I feel with this crap. It's ridiculous. They did the same crap with Strange Academy. I know they called it Strange Academy Finals. It's the same series. If anyone out there is watching that or was interested in that series, you can't pick up Strange Academy Finals #1. You're not going to understand a single thing. You're going to be completely lost. You're not going to know any of the characters. And it's just not going to make sense to you because everything that they've been building up in the first volume is continued on in the second volume. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Greg Capullo is rumored to be working with Marvel, and I would love to see him. That would be cool. For some reason, I feel like that's not going to happen, though. I'd hate to say no because that would be cool, but I don't think he's going to do that. There we go, Spitzkoff. The hype for Echo is unmeasurable. Let's see. Let's see if I can ban you from here. I can't. You're lucky. I wouldn't ban you anyway. But yeah, I for one am not really looking forward to Echo. Yeah, there he goes. My 2 cents. I picked up Strange Academy Finals #1 and had to look everything up. See, that's ridiculous that they would do that. Even this current Daredevil series that we're kind of talking about, the first 4 issues was the same way. They're just picking up where the last one left off, and they're just kind of resolving that before they jump into everything else. That's ridiculous. I won't even buy Daredevil and Echo. The MCU is wagging the publish. Dude, that's what I'm saying. This week I only had 2 comics from Marvel. I swear on everything outside of, Miles Morales. Is there really anything? There are some good series. I can't say that, but is there really anything that you pick up and you're just like, yes, I'm so excited to sit down and read this comic? Punisher is great. That one's about to wrap up. But almost everything from Marvel, I just grab it because it's part of my ongoing. The new, the 5-issue miniseries, I almost don't get any of those anymore. Some of them are good, but they're not that good. Yeah, the reset for Daredevil volume was so dumb, it literally continues. Yeah, I was bummed because I picked it up and I was like, sweet. Now, I know I didn't finish reading the last one, but I'm excited to check out a brand new Daredevil written by Chip Zdarsky, and I think it's the same artist too. So I was like, uh-oh, here we go. And it was an uh-oh, here we go. It was basically a continuation. This is the worst bunch of Marvel titles in 30 years. So yeah, I've only been alive for 30 years, so I can't speak on all of them, but from the time of me getting back into comics from now, it's really not that good. It's pretty bad. MK and Daredevil are the only exciting Marvel books right now. See, the thing with Moon Knight is even Moon Knight really wasn't that good for a while there. The early stuff I thought was really good, and I think it's back to being really good again, but there was so much stuff in the middle that I was like, oh my god, that's bad. It's just boring. Ghost Rider. So I've heard Ghost Rider's really good, Mark, but sadly I missed out on issue 7, and now I'm just really behind. Let's see. There's a spoiler in the Sins of Sinister one. So if you're not reading that, don't read Nothing's comment. Yeah, John, I heard Ghost Rider's real good. Not for Marvel, but DC. Dark Knights of Steel, Danger Street, Flash, Batman Supes World's Finest, so good. Yeah, I really like Danger Street. I'm 2 issues behind now, I think, but the first 2 issues were real good. Dark Knights of Steel, I read the first issue. It's more of a fantasy thing, so not completely my style, but still solid. Still very solid. Let's see. But let me move these out of the way. And let's pop into some news. All right, so we were talking about this. Let's bring up see if we can get any Daredevil. Oh, what the hell? Some Daredevil info. It doesn't even matter if I move that. All right. Let's see. Daredevil, new comic series. Maybe that'll be good. There we go. Oh, Daredevil's launching. Oh, June. Oh, wait, that's a year ago. I was like, from Chip Zdarsky again? Let's see, August, sometime around there. I'll just put 2023. Let's see. Daredevil 7, 2023. See, I don't know when this one's supposed to end. I treat Tom King books like they're radioactive. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, Tom King's super hit or miss. I can agree with that. K-Bar, imagine they force him. Relaunch it again, Chip. Just do it. They got him strapped down in this chair, and they got a pencil and a pen or whatever, or I was gonna say a typewriter. They just give him a laptop and they're like, just do it, man. And they're forcing him to write. He's strapped down his legs. He can't move. The only thing he can move is just his hands right here. And he's just, imagine Chippy's just crying in this chair, like, come on, man. They're like, and then Marvel execs are right in front of him. Put Echo in it, Chip. She's gonna be the new TV series. You gotta put Echo in it. And he's like, I don't know anything about Echo, man. Just let me leave. Nah, that'd be funny. Actually, Chip got killed off in the Donny Cates series too for Image. Man, Chip's had a rough year. He's being tortured and strapped down by Marvel execs to write a new Daredevil series, and Donny Cates killed him off in his series. Yeah, not Echo, man. Anything but Echo. And they're like, anything? All right. And they force him to write some other, I don't know, some other garbage. Let's see. Yeah, I was going to say, I can't. If somebody's got some dates, I can look it up a little bit better, but... Hey, Ryan Longton, what's going on, buddy? Imagine Capullo coming over to Marvel just to draw an Echo series. That would suck. I think they're not announcing anything for Daredevil past August. This would probably be a huge thing that happens at the end. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's right. He's currently writing Batman. Who, I feel so bad like saying things like this, but on a serious note, like who's really reading Batman and thoroughly enjoying it? Because it's almost as if they get a new writer every 20 issues. They had James Tynion that started what at not 100, like 90 something. He took over, and then there's somebody right after that, and then Chip Zdarsky just took over in the span of what, like 30 issues or 35 issues. You got 3 writers. The price for Ultimate Invasion is ridiculous. What's Ultimate Invasion? Is that going to be the new thing coming out? I was reading something about that, I thought. Oh, there we go. That's the other thing. There's a lot of people I talk to. Every time we talk about DC, they always say, "Oh, you mean BC because it's only Batman?" And it's true. It's just a shame. Oh, actually, you know what's crazy? I got that. I actually have that in one of these tabs. Somewhere up here, there's actually tabs talking about the Ultimate Universe coming back. I was really excited for it. 52 pages for $9. I'm trying to rationalize if that's good or not. Here, hold on. I don't think that's horrible. Fuck it, we'll click on the Riddler. $8 for 64 pages. So you're getting 12 less pages for an extra $1. Well, that's Marvel for you. These are also on nice cardstock covers. I can't imagine that's going to be. So, yeah, it's just Marvel. Coming 2020. Is that 2024? Is that what that was? Is this even... What is this one? Oh, actually. All right, so this is actually the first thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys, because we watched the video on it last Friday. I've also come to the realization that I think it's my laptop. If you see things a little choppy, or if we watch a video and it's lagged to all hell, I'm pretty positive it's the laptop. I don't think it's anything I'm doing. My internet's pretty ass though, so that probably plays into it as well. Detective Comics is different though. When I say Batman, I mean the current ongoing for Batman. But I am glad people are enjoying it. Enjoying the Zdarsky. See, Chip Zdarsky's a great writer. That's the thing. They are getting very good writers for Batman. I will say that much. The $8 was for the Batman One Bad Day series. Jimenez. Oh, did he? I actually didn't know that. Cardstock is nice, but DC is getting expensive. DC is very expensive, and I'll tell you what, there are a few cardstock covers that I grabbed from DC recently that did not feel nice at all. Unfortunately, the video quality today is a bit fuzzy. I'm actually... oh, damn, my internet is ass. I'm connected by Ethernet, too. So, speaking of that, so we watched a video last week. It was Swaggle Haas's video. and he was talking about CBCS and CGC, that they were updating, they were upping their prices. Well, I was actually debating on making an actual video about this because I think it's a goddamn joke. So I got an email from CBCS, and sadly I couldn't bring my email up. I couldn't really bring anything up, but I will read it for you guys while we keep this going on too. So the headline of this article is big changes coming to CBCS, guaranteed return times and new magazine holders and more. So this is what the email I got. Let's see. There we go. So the subject of it is faster service, streamlined processes. I'm going to read it off for you guys. Dear collectors, CBCS has experienced some real challenges in the last couple of years, and we wanted to reach out with an apology and some good news. So we just got done with the good news. It says it on the headline there. Yeah, their turnaround times were absolute dog shit. They really were. I sent my last order that I sent to them was, I think, 2 years ago now, because I still lived in Oklahoma at the time. I sent it in around May. I believe it was March or May. It was 7 weeks, it said, for a turnaround time. And I thought, okay, I didn't do any cleaning and pressing. I did it all myself. So I figured 7-8 weeks, 10 at the most. That's perfect. I'm going to be able to take my leave. I'll come back, and I should be, good and ready to get them back. I didn't get those books until the end of November. It was an 8-week at the most turnaround time. And it was under 20 books. I think it was floating around 15 total that I got graded. Not cleaned or pressed, like I said. So it took a lot of emails, and I didn't get them back until pushing the end of November of that same year. So that's a long time. Not 8 weeks like they said it was. On top of that, multiple books were damaged. So, I mean, almost every book I got back was like a 9.8 or a 9.6. Unless if I knew it wasn't going to be a high grade like that, they were around a 9. I got, I think, a 7.5 on a modern book, too. They were all basically modern. So, obviously, I'm not going to be sending in 6s and 7s. And one of them was a 7.5, and I believe the other one was an 8. There was these big old fucking dings on there, and I was like, man. At first, I thought, you know what? It's probably my packaging. It happens. But then if it was my packaging, why didn't the other books get dinged up too? Why did I get all the expected grades on them, but a couple of the bigger ones all got knocked? So, yeah. It says, as a company, we were just not prepared to handle the incredible volume generated during the pandemic. That is absurd. Right there alone, that is absurd. I totally understand the pandemic happens. People are struggling to maybe go to work. They're not exactly sure what's going on. There was a lot of stuff that was up in the air, so I get that to an extent, but we were not prepared to handle this. You should be prepared to handle this because this is literally your business. This is what you do as a business, and you are arguably number 2 in the business, CGC and then you. And this was the perfect opportunity for you to become number 1 because of all the issues that were going on with CGC at the time. There was stuff being damaged, there was stuff being lost, turnaround times were horrendous. You should have seen this CBCS as an opportunity to become the number 1, but you didn't. We began the process of hiring more expert staff as soon as we realized how many grading and pressing orders were coming our way. However, hiring the right people to meet our standards is not a quick or easy process. I get that. Those things happen. In addition, we had a number of logistical issues that we needed to streamline in order to adapt. Yeah, you've had a lot of logistical issues. I can believe that. By the time we recruited, hired, and trained the grading reinforcements we needed, we had more than a year's worth of backlogged orders to work through. I agree with that too. I had my stuff, and that was before the pandemic for almost an entire year. Actually, that probably was around the pandemic. And I was about almost an entire, 7-8 months, something around there. CBCS playing catch up for fumbling their golden window so poorly. Oh my God. Yeah, they fumbled it horribly. It says, now for the good news, if that wasn't already good news, that they were finally saying that they're getting their shit together. Thanks to our hard-working operations and grading teams, we've drastically reduced our order backlog. All books currently submitted and received at CBCS will be graded and shipped back by May 1st, 2023. So March, April, May, so they've got a month and some change to get back all of their books for stuff that they currently have. When you submit to CBCS today, you can count on the following: improved turnaround times for comic book grading and pressing, now on par industry standards; streamlined service levels that make more sense for more collectors; better customer service at every point in the grading process. That has yet to be seen. Better customer service at every point in the grading process. The customer service at CBCS is dog shit. It is absolutely horrendous. You make a phone call, nobody knows what the hell is going on. You send emails out, you don't get any emails. It's like they're updated. Like when they update you on the process, you could get an accepted, and then all of a sudden it's accepted for grading. So you get all these emails right away, which means they are very backlogged. And, things happen. I totally understand that. But how are you just so unprepared for so many things? And then the simple things of just updating the status, sending out the email. I feel as though you could probably automate that type of shit. And none of that happened. Do you think they'll actually meet their own deadline? No, I don't. Oh, Joshua Alvey, that is a totally different topic that I firmly believe in. Grading companies are so sketchy. I think grading is a scam. I do. I think grading is a complete, absolute scam. I don't... Actually, hold on. Let's see if we can bring this up. Let's see. I don't know if this is possible. Can you even go on Instagram? Oh, so I'd have to log in. I don't even know my login. Actually, let's see if I can do this. I'm not sure if you have to log in to look at other people's. All right, cool. All right. And listen, all right, so I brought up Comic Tom's Instagram. I've got nothing against him, so don't think of it that way. Wait, can I not see more of his posts? Can I only see that? See all? Oh, wait, no. Wait. There we go. Show more. Let's see. Unless if he takes it down. Oh, come on. Use the Instagram app to continue. They got us. He made a post about something from... Oh, come on. Let's see if I can bring it up on my phone. If I can bring it up on my phone, I'll show you. Let's see. I've been thinking about sending some things to get slab. No, that's just my opinion, 100%. I know other people do feel that same way, but I truly do believe that it's a scam. And this is what I want to show you, assuming I can bring it up. I don't know if because I don't know if it got deleted or anything like that. I don't think he deletes posts. Oh, there we go. This right here. Let me bring this up. Let me get this out of the way. Because sadly, I couldn't do that. Here we go. Here we go. Can you guys see that? From Whatnot Publishing, 310s. The caption is... Yo, Kickstradamus, how did I do? Haul was crazy today, getting ready for a sudden death slab stream on Monday. So, based on that description, it's a haul. So, that's probably one CGC order. 310s? 310s. And like I said, I've got nothing against him. If anything, props to him for getting 310s. But there is no shot in hell that you just randomly got 310s on one order. I'm telling you, I believe it's a scam. Just grading companies in general. It comes down to who's grading it, and how do you know if maybe someone doesn't reach out to them and say, hey, I don't know, Torpedo Comics just sent in 1,000 books. Just get through them pretty quickly. I already talked to him. He confirmed that they're all, pre-pressed already. They're all good to go 9.8s. Just check them out and go from there. But there's a lot of stuff that's come out from CGC and, kind of CBCS as well over the last couple of years. So there's a lot of stuff, in my opinion, that warrants them to be questioned. And it's expensive. It's expensive to do these things. And now they're getting into cards. They're getting into video games. And the video games, I feel like that's the biggest scam of all. Grading a video game? Come on. A comic book I can at least appreciate because it's a book. You want it preserved. It is what it is. But a game, like a game case, a brand new game, I don't know. And all that stuff that happened with heritage auctions and WATA, I don't believe it. What kind of scandals? Well, basically that type of stuff with CGC. People are getting all these high grades. They're getting their books back immediately. I mean, I'm sure you could type in, oh, I don't even have this up. I'm sure that you could type in CGC scam and there's going to be a lot of stuff that pops up. Well, that's Reddit. CGC a scam on CGC's forums. Vault Comics is back trying to scam people. Vault Comics. Oh, vault grading. I mean, there's a lot of videos on how they explain it, but it to me, it comes down to trust and things like that. And it really is about who's sending the books in. And there was something a little while ago, I believe it was CGC. I don't know if they had an exclusive or they did something with a cover. And people were flipping their minds over this stuff. It was like a Batman book, and then they had their own signing somewhere there. I'm sure someone in chat might be able to elaborate on that a little bit more. How is a comic a 10? That's like saying a person is perfect. Paper gets bent. That's what I'm saying. And, I don't even know if there's not many. The only times I've seen 10s are those thick cardstock, like square bound books. And those make more sense because they are, they're made a little bit better and there's a better opportunity for stuff like that to come out as a 10. But a regular comic like that and 3 in one order, no. And like I said, nothing against him. Maybe they know who he is. And that's why they gave him a 10. Maybe there's something going on with Whatnot and all of it together. Who the hell knows? Who cares? It's the fact of the matter is it happened. I wouldn't trust them to test I'm very hesitant to send them any of my stuff. My God, they do VHS now too. Whew. I sent one book from a Torpedo comic signing and it took 1 year and 10 months to get back. Figured I'd go through a store. No, it still takes forever, man. The game could be magnetically wiped, so the grade could be meaningless. Is that... Oh, Wait, how could it get magnetically wiped? Is that from the shipping? Or... Because I don't know how that would go. There needs to be an encapsulation tier. See, that's what I would like to do. I would love to just get something to secure my, whether it is a game or something like that, but putting the number on it, no, it really is. Preferential service and grading for flipping. I mean, you got shops that send in thousands and thousands of books, and who knows? Slabs only work for older comics, in my opinion. To slab all these new comics is a waste of money, in my opinion. I totally agree with that. There's a few books I still would like to slab, but I'm too scared to send them. I really am. I've been burned a few times. Probably Whatnot giving them kickbacks. Man, that's a whole nother conversation of itself too. But where the whole, is it this one? Hold on. So that was the rest of the conversation, or the rest of the email. And then they have prices and stuff like that. But that's the other thing. CBCS also raised their prices. And I believe it was on the Swaggle House video. It compared the prices together. So, actually, hold on. Let's see if we can bring that up too. John used to watch Comic Tom and Gem Mint. Both of them are sketchy. I've never met either of them in person. I can't say I've had a bad experience with either of them. I've talked to Gem Mint before. Back when he only had like 15,000 subscribers. I haven't talked to him in quite a while now, but same with Tom. I've never talked to him before. But I think it's one of those things. Both of them, say both of them are sketchy, but my thing is they're sellers. They make top 10 lists, they make sales videos, and then they sell books. I can't speak on other things that they may have done, but based on Instagram and some people who have made videos about them, they talk about saying, oh, they're this and they're that. They're not, man. They sell books. That's what they do. They sell books. You can't fault these guys for doing exactly what they do. I always like to look at, you know, let's see, Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne Sapane, what's going on, buddy? I'd agree, John. They were good before they got big and found easy money, sometimes sketchy ways. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they do and what they don't do. I can't give a real opinion on it. The only thing I can say is that video that Jem made quite some time ago that didn't get too much positive feedback that he ended up taking down about the C2E2. That one kind of felt a certain way after watching that video. That wasn't the best of videos. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that one too. I think he should have thought that one through a little bit more before making that one. I'd agree. Let's see. I'd like anything else that sells. It's like anything else that yeah, can't hate the players, hate the game. That's what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I said the same thing about the C2E2 incident. Some people reached out, they said, what do you think about it? You're asking me if I'm getting mad at people for buying out like stock of a book. You know, they had an opportunity to. If they thought that they could sell all of those books and make an absurd profit, I mean, let them do their thing. That's on the stand for not limiting the book. It's the stand's fault for screwing over everybody else. Yes, it's very crappy that those people did buy that amount of books to flip, but that's who they are. That's what they do. And that's what you said. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Or, yeah, don't hate the player. I started reading a comment and I forgot. I was losing track. What about C2E2 video? There was a video. There's a lot of people who are making videos about that whole C2E2 incident. I stayed away from it for the most part. I talked to some people about it, but I didn't really care that it happened or didn't happen. The moral of the story was it's still kind of Whatnot. Whatnot's causing a lot of issues in the community. But I mean, hey, that's a selling platform. It's what they do. But he put out a video that was kind of supporting a lot of things that happened, and I don't know, kind of seemed like he put down a lot of his viewers, and that kind of hurt to watch. You and Bueller are my two trustworthy sources. Comic Philosopher is also good too. I don't know Comic Philosopher. Check him out. Let's see. See, I know my boy Robbie. But no other. Is that who you mean? Pop culture philosophers? KO? I'm gonna say, because I know Robbie's a good dude. If anybody's, yeah, if he meant Robbie, then yeah. All right, yeah. Robbie's a good dude. If any of you guys have seen his stuff before, these are the videos that he does. He does like a weekly comic book review. Dude reviews everything. He reviews a lot. And then he also does like a weekly wrap up. He does live streams a lot as well. So yeah, he does all of these. He does a lot. He's a good ass dude. This is the video I was talking about earlier with Rom V. Conversation with Rom V. It's hour and a half long. I didn't get a chance to scrub through it or sit down and actually watch the whole thing. But yeah, definitely check Robbie out. He's really, really good dude. That's not to say anybody else isn't good that I don't talk about. There's a lot of really good people in this community, honestly. This is what I was bringing up earlier. Let's see, comic book grading prices. The dad and daughter at Future Past Collectibles. Cool, good real store. Oh, that's cool. Oh, dude, yeah, Comic Book Corner. Mike Spider Slayer. Dude, he's a good guy. Yeah, John, Robbie's videos are great. Gotta check it out. Yeah, definitely check him out. Let's see. So these are the new, I believe these are probably the new prices. Yeah, new priority service level, updated turnaround times. So these are the new prices. And we're not going to get too in depth with this because this is what we were talking about with Swaggle's video. And he did a really good breakdown on everything, but you got to look at stuff like this. So even if you don't like, even if you don't like getting your books slabbed, maybe you think like this is not good, like I don't care about it. Maybe you think it's bad for the community. Maybe you think whatever you think. Moral of the story is CGC does sell for a lot more than CBCS. There's usually, people look at CGC as the gold standard. When they want a big, massive key, you don't hear anybody saying, I want CBCS. No, they're saying, I want CGC. I want this. Sometimes they even have a nice little label that goes with it. Maybe it's a Miles Morales book and it's got a Miles one, FF, Spidey, shit like that. So moral of the story is people go for CGC. So we're looking at this. CBCS, now they've got for the new books. So we're going to look at Modern because I think I got Modern up right there too. So we're going to look at Modern. 30-day standard, $24. 20-day standard, $24. So you're telling me after your new turnaround time, your updated everything, it's still not as good. Well, actually, yeah. So we're going to look at both then. A 20-day. So 20 days for the turnaround time is $24. A 20-day turnaround time for CBCS is $34. So you're spending an extra $14, which in reality, if you really wanted to, then I'm pretty positive that covers your clean and press. Is that on here too? Or you can even get, oh wait, no, that's for a different thing. That's for cards. So they don't have those prices. Oh, right here. Yeah, here. CCS pressing. Literally an extra $15. So you could basically get your book cleaned and pressed. Well, maybe just pressed. Yeah, you could just get it just pressed then for almost the same amount of money. And it's still, well, what are the times? 20-day. Well, no, it's obviously adding an extra 15 days, but for basically the same price, you can get your book pressed and then slabbed instead of just getting it slabbed. Comment, yeah, he's a big Spidey fan though, man. You know that. He's a big Spidey guy. He's a good guy, but he's a Spidey guy. I just saw he put out a video. If I knew it would work good, I'd play it for you guys. But he just put out a new video about the latest Spider-Man issue, and we could talk about that together. Yeah, CGC books are worth more than CBCS. It is a fact. Casey Kasem. That name is so familiar. Who is Casey Kasem? That is like, I don't think that's who I'm thinking of. American Top 40. Yeah, I was say that's not who I was thinking of, but the name sounded really familiar. Announcer back. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not going to be getting too into this, but that really is it. For assuming the pressing doesn't count, CGC grading 20 days is $24. The same exact thing, 20 days is $34 on CBCS, and they sell for less. I do think the slabs themselves are nicer, but the label is abysmal compared to CGC in my opinion. But yeah. Oh, Ryan Seacrest took his job. Maybe that's how I know. But yeah, so that's all that for that. Definitely want to hear your thoughts on that one too. It doesn't seem like I love my not my community. I love this community because it seems like everyone that tunes in for these videos and stuff like that. It's not a lot of sellers, not a lot of flippers. I mean, there's definitely sellers in the house right now, but I mean that as if you go into, say, like Swag's video or Bry's Comics, you know what you're getting into. It's people who are very all about selling. They want to see like investments, and there's nothing against that. But I really like how, you know, a lot of our conversations truly are focused on books and just upcoming stuff and what we're enjoying, what we're not enjoying, because it is a great hobby. There's a lot of different aspects to this hobby. There's a lot of ways that you can, you know, enjoy it. And that's how I enjoy it. There are some things that I would like to do. I'm actually interested in starting to get a lot more mystery boxes because I want to see if they're worth you know, buying for other people. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, take that for what it is. There's the 20-day priority, 30-day standard. I mean, hell, even the 10-day express isn't that bad. Reader and collector. That's a good way to do it. But let's move on from this. We've been talking about this for a hot minute now. I have 51 long boxes. Jesus. Don't do it. Yeah, I think I would. And see, that's the thing. I don't like mystery boxes. I do not like mystery boxes at all. I almost always think they're a waste of money. It's just a waste. But it would be one of those like, this is what I got. Take it for what it is. If anyone is interested in it. Mystery boxes are absolutely a way to get rid of junk. It really is. I would like to get I know some people that do like regular mystery boxes. I would love to get my hands on one of the mystery mail call ones and see, because I think those are like, what, $35? Let's see. Oh, they're definitely a scam. Let's see. One per box. So Exiled sucked. So is this like, so what are these like? Are these the guaranteed? So if this is the guaranteed for April, you get Exiled 1 Blade Homage, and then you get, what is that other one? What are we doing? Come on. Now it's not going. I think it said House of Mystery reprint. Yeah, shit. Mystery box are wild. Never got one myself. Oh, there it is. Yeah, House of Secrets reprint. I mean, yeah, it's probably a waste. But I'll see what I can do about getting my hands on some mystery boxes and see if it's a waste of money or not. It's going to be a waste of money, but we'll see what we can do. Oh yeah, that's 100%. You fare better buying singles you want from the box exclusives than buying the whole box. Yeah, my favorite is when, say for example, they what is it? They say it's like $45, and then in the mystery box itself, there's like, say 5 variants, and they have actual prices on them. Like, this is $15, and all of a sudden you got 5 books, and you got like $75 worth of books in their perspective, and then you look it up on eBay, and all those books are worth shit. It's like, I watched somebody open up a mystery box. Oh no, what was it? It was, oh my god, my favorite. Yo, I would love tuning into the Whatnot ones where they did mystery boxes on Whatnot, and people always like, yeah, we can get some really good mystery boxes, and they'd open it and they'd start fanning through like, all right, look at it right now, like, all right, John Spilios, this is what you got in this mystery box. The first one, it's like, oh my god, you got this exclusive. Oh, this is a killer one, man. And then they open like 5 other mystery boxes and everyone got the same one, and they move on to the next one. They're like, dude, you're getting a killer one on this one. It's some random issue of some series that nobody cares about, and they say it's like a 1 in 25. Come on with that. Mystery boxes are so stupid, but hey, I think it could be fun. I think it could be fun to open some up with everybody. Let's see. When you get Scooby-Doo Xmas. No, I won't get mad. I'm going into it knowing it's probably going to be a waste. I tend to give dollar books. I tend to give dollar books out during Halloween instead. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I might have to consider doing that in the future. Just buy like $50 books or something, because the candy's like $20-$30 alone anymore. Charles, I actually have tried watching that video like twice now. It's just so laggy on my computer, and like I said, I'm pretty positive it's the computer itself. If I want to start doing videos, like watching videos with you guys, I think I have to I think I just have to get a whole new computer for that. I'll say this, I bought from Very Gary, and he brings value. It may not be something you want, but the dollar value is... Does he... Yeah, sugar is a killer. Sugar is horrible. I had fucking, I think 3 Tootsie Pops today. Dude, I'm obsessed with Tootsie Pops. These things are so damn good. Let's see. Does Very Gary have a website? Oh, he does. Let's see. $100. No, sir. I'm sorry about that. Each box contains one CGC 9.8 Ryan Brown variant for Usagi 6 or TMNT 93. Exclusive 8x10 Ryan Brown print. 1 in 10 boxes will have an exclusive. So it's all Ryan Brown shit. I don't know about that $100. I don't know about that one. I'd be good for like $35, maybe 40 at the most, but 100. Nah, that's a risk. That's a big risk right there. Let's see. What KO say? My students give me their comics, then I give them. That's cool. I like that they did. What was it? The Pokemon Halloween cards this year. I thought that was cool. So that was really exciting. But now let's check out the next one right now. I don't know if you guys saw. Speaking of, because I saw the Turtles from the Very Gary mystery box. So I don't know if you guys read TMNT The Last Ronin, but they are turning it into a video game. Holy shit, am I excited for that one. I don't know if you guys have read The Last Ronin. I thought it was a great read. It only took all 10 years for it to come out. I'm kidding, it didn't take 10 years, but I think all 5 issues probably took, I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out together. TMNT Last Ronin 5 release date. April 27th. I'm guessing 2022. October. Oh my God. It did almost take 2 years. Or did it? October 28th of 2020. April 27th of 2022. That's damn near 2 years for 5 issues. Holy crap. No, it is. I'm pretty sure it is confirmed. Holy crap, though. Hey, Ouroboros, what's going on? I just caught that one. Ideal in the house. Let's see. Yeah, hit 2020 comic book series. TMNT is being adapted as a video game. See, this is where the kicker is for me. They're making it inspired like God of War. I don't know if you guys have played God of War, but that is a bomb-ass game as well. Excited for this game, but I'd rather get a TMNT game with all the turtles. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like one of the... Well, actually, what was this one? Shredder's Revenge? Was that what it was? That just kind of came out like a year ago at this point. This was a lot of fun. Gears of War? Oh, wait, older... Oh, God of War. I thought Gears of War. I was like, ooh, another Gears of War would be great, too. Yeah, if you guys get an opportunity, if you want just like a side, how do you say it? One of those games where they just kind of move side by side and you just beat 'em up style. Shredder's Revenge was a lot of fun. Realistically, Spitzkoff, I'm assuming it's probably going to be on the older side scroller. That's what it was. I knew it was side something. I couldn't think of it. Shredder's Revenge was a lot of fun. I got it for the it says PS4, but I played on PS5. Nah, Joseph L, it's all good, bro. You show up when you can show up. If you can't, you can't. It is what it is. But yeah, if I had to take a guess, I don't know. It probably doesn't say it in here. Like I always say, these articles, I always read these articles with you guys. I never read them ahead of time. Said, while the developer involved is still being kept under wraps, Rosen indicated the goal is to create a AAA action title that draws heavily from the comic book source material, Last Ronin. So, Last Ronin is notable for being the first collaboration in many years between TMNT, blah, 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 a bunch of other stuff. I guess if I had to take a guess, at least when we're done, oh my God. I think at least if I had to take a guess based on this one, it says Rosen indicated the goal is to create a AAA action title that draws heavily from the comic book source material. I would assume it's probably going to be more newer God of War. I was expecting it to be probably an older one, like a run-around beat-em-up style with all of like... I was going to say, I think they're the Foot Ninjas in... The Foot Clan in The Last Ronin. I don't even remember at this point. AAA means worse than an indie developer. Oh, dude, that is a fact. AAA games are almost always failures. I'm sure you'll play other Turtles in the flashbacks. That would be fun, too. Oh, my goodness. Imagine if they connected all the dots. Well... I guess technically this is connecting the dots right now. the last Ronin, the current one that's going on, Lost Years. So maybe they'll have it all tied together. That would be really cool. Zelda open. Oh my god, that would be sweet too. I am coming over. So if a 6'7" guy. Holy shit, John, you're 6'7", bro. That's enormous, man. That's a tall ass dude. They were. The PS2 ones were phenomenal. I actually went back to playing. What was it? I went back to playing the first one. Oh my god, he is 6'7", dude. That's enormous. They let you into the military at that height. I brought this one up earlier. We were talking about some other things, a little bit more heavy. So I want to get into some other important stuff first. Like this one, the Rom V tweet. So someone said, I just came across a blog post stating that Rom V is stepping down as the co-writer of Venom and the writer of Carnage. What does that mean for the future of those series? Are they being canceled, ending, or is someone taking over? So, I'm getting excited for college ball too. He said, it's true. More details on my newsletter soon. And this was from March 16th. Oh, almost 10 days ago. I don't have his newsletter, though. They actually kicked me out because I was in summer. I believe that. You can't fit down there, man. But essentially, I'm working on a few things outside of comics that'll take up my time and attention for a while. I've had a blast on these books, and I leave them in great hands with Al on Venom. Yeah, we'll see about that. And some exciting names on Carnage. I don't know if it was announced at that time, but man, he didn't even say Alex Paknadal's name. Yeah, Ryan, please cancel Venom. We're all begging you, just cancel Venom at this point. Now, we just got done saying before how they always cancel a series, or they don't cancel it, but they just start back over at one. I mean, we were complaining about that before, but if they said we're going to cancel Venom and restart at one week later, I'm sure a lot of people will be really happy. I'm positive about that. New Carnage Cletus Cassidy now looks dumb. I'm going to be honest, where the hell is it? I thought it was cool. I thought oh, wait. The cliffhanger at the end. That, I didn't talk about it. That was probably my biggest drawback of the issue. I thought the issue was really good. Face it this way. I thought the issue was really good. I agree, though, with that final thing at the end. Yeah, the ending, yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to show it. But yeah, I thought it was lame. Ooh, yeah, that would be sweet. Capullo on Venom. I would like that. So the reason I wanted to bring this up and actually have like a better conversation about Rom V leaving. So he left Venom. Awesome. He is also leaving Carnage. And on Robbie's thing, he talked a little bit more about going back to creator owned, and that's basically it. He wants to go back. And I mean, he's saying it like, yeah, I would prefer to do this. It's about the money. 6:30 time for the news. Yo, have a good time, man. Have fun. Have a good time meeting Oscar Isaacs. And tell him he was the best part about Moon Knight. Show it. All right, I'll show it. If you guys don't want a spoiler, I'm going to give you a couple extra seconds so you can look away. I'm only going to keep it up for like a few seconds, but I'm going to put it up right now. So here's the spoiler at the end. That's what it looked like. Yeah. I thought it was lame. I do. He's working on a comic book with Evan Cagle. Does amazing covers for Detective right now. That's good. Man, I respect it. He's going back. He wants his money. He's probably tired of like whatever whatever Marvel's paying. It's probably not nearly enough or as much as he can make elsewhere. So props to him. Absolutely. But that's where the conversation is going, because it's not just Rom V that's leaving Marvel. Donny Cates, while yes, I understand that he's got some personal issues that he's dealing with, whatever they may be, the fact of the matter is that he is still writing for Image. He is still making comic books. He didn't take a hiatus from writing. He just dropped his Marvel shit. So he's off Marvel. Rom V's off Marvel. And then Ryan Otley, while the Hulk series did get canceled, which it rightfully should have been because it's god awful, He's done with Marvel as well. He said he's going back to creator-owned and he's going to be doing miniseries. Those are big names that are leaving Marvel. How many other big names are also going to be leaving Marvel? Are we going to see, maybe this is what we're talking about, where the Marvel comics are just not good right now because they're going through a lot of writers. They're getting a lot of new writers that are trying to take a shot at writing for a character. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Disney is ruining everything lately. I can agree with that. Oh wait. Oh yeah, they spoiled that in the previews for the covers of the. Oh! There is going to be a Miles and Carnage crossover. Oh, I'm so disappointed about that. I really am. As much as I do like the series and I like Miles, just they don't need that. They don't need the crossover. They don't need anything like that right now. It looks like a kid drew it. That's I think I honestly think that's where we're at now with Marvel, Mr. Negative. Just got to hope that there's a new crop of talent. I think we're going to see I'm not going to say like a lot of bad books coming out, but I do think we're going to be seeing a lot of rougher series or a bigger just trend of books that people don't think are that good before some start to really stick. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to another symbiote crossover event. Carnage Goblin. Oh my God. Stop. I don't even want to see that either. But yeah, that's my thought on it. That's my take. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more writers and even artists leaving Marvel. I think Tom King is okay. I'd say he's more of a hit or miss. I don't dislike him. I don't really like him. I go into a Tom King series thinking, if I keep my expectations low, I might be satisfied by the end of it, assuming I finish it. Inc., I totally agree. I have very high hopes for the new Hulk run as well. I did bring this one up. We talked about Hulk last time, but this was the Ultimate Universe that we kind of hit on earlier. Marvel's Ultimate Universe is making a proper return in a 4-issue miniseries from Hickman and Hitch. I think that's going to be awesome. Ultimate Invasion, we'll see Illuminati go up against the Maker, the version of Reed Richards from Earth 1610, while Miles Morales also takes on an important role that could forever change the future of Marvel's universe. I'm excited for that. I can't say I'm excited for a new Black Panther series written by Eve L. Ewing. Is that L. Ewing's wife? That would make sense. But 2 Fridays ago, we talked about the Incredible Hulk reboot as well. Image is crushing it. I feel like they're co-printing smaller publishers' books with the Image name on. I think they are. I'm not 100% though. Illuminati versus Maker sounds cool. The Maker was really cool in the Venom series. And if I can recall, that Venom series, they did bring back the Ultimate Universe, didn't they? I think. Let's see. Marvel needs to take better care of creators. Yeah. Yep. That's the thing. Why would at this day and age, with so many options and so many opportunities out there, and especially with a lot of these writers, I mean, look at what was it, Stacked or whatever that creator kind of platform is. I don't know what that is off the top of my head, but I know James Tynion went there, and a few other ones did as well. And with all that being said, if Marvel's like, nah, Rom, we need you to write this, we need you to include this, and also you need to put this in there too, he's losing all of his creative abilities. Everything that he wants to do with the series, it's not his series anymore. He's following what Marvel wants him to write. His name is just on it, and he's putting his own little twist on what has to be in there. And if he goes to say Image, maybe he can do something similar to that. Not Venom, obviously, but maybe he wants to make his own creature or maybe his own monster. And he can do it exactly how he wants to do it. So he doesn't have to worry about editors breathing down his neck or anybody that was like, oh, you actually should include this character in here and have them interact with each other. We need that. No. I'm sure a lot of these creators got really tired of it. I can't speak for Donny Cates, but I can only imagine after what happened to his Venom series, and I'm sticking to it. I know damn well that Marvel wanted him to wrap that up early so they could restart at #1. And now with this Venom series, yeah, I'm sure a lot of them are looking at this like, nah, I can't write what I want to write, and this is what I do for a living. I want to write. I don't blame them for leaving. I don't blame them. I see John says Substack. I appreciate that. I see why they're going to these. And with Kickstarter and public funding and public funding. These creators with talent should be able to get their own things going a lot more. And they are. And we're seeing that. And that's a really good thing. I mean, look at Andrea Sorrentino and Jeff Lemire. They've got their whole bone orchid mythos kind of world that they're creating. And that started, I believe, on Substack. And now they're making hardcovers for that as well. I've got, let's see if it's sitting right here. It should be sitting right around here. Maybe it's on this side. Oh, shit. I don't know where the hell it is. That's somewhere around here. But they got a hard... Yeah, 10,000 Black Feathers was really good. I thought that was a really good hardcover. Hey, Second Street, what's going on, buddy? But yeah, with all of that, they absolutely should be. Oh, they did... The Passage. The hardcover that I'm looking for is called The Passageway or The Passage. Here. I'll start off with Jeff Lemire. I think it's The Passage. It might be Passageway. Oh, it is Passageway. So Image Comics, but it's like from the Bone Orchid mythos that they're creating. Yeah, that's what it looked like. And now he's got Phantom Road too. Yeah, this was a great read. I really like this horror stuff. Could have been longer, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, definitely check out 10,000 Black Feathers. It was a fun one. I checked this one. I think it's... I like What If. I think What If is cool. But it says that for a new one... let's see. Dark Spider-Gwen 1. It's just Dark Spider-Gwen 1. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I do care about this. Have I played Marvel Snap? I have not played Marvel Snap. Some folks just want to tell a Spider-Man or other story to fulfill a dream, then do their own thing for money, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, you got to think these writers. I mean, maybe a lot of them do it because they truly do love it, but at that same rate, they got to make a living. If what they're doing, if you could make X amount of money here, or a lot more money right here, why not go to the other one and do exactly what you want instead of being told what to do? It's one of those. Let's see. Oh, I think let's see with Second Street. So I think the issue there is that many don't have the know-how or aren't very personable to be able to gain the kind of support they need to actually be successful. I can agree with that. Let's see. Actually, there's another. Let's see. Marvel. I get that. For sure, take some advertising, get your name out there. Instagram, YouTube. Some can do it on name alone, but that only gets you so far. I agree with that. They do need to be very big on their platform. What they should be doing is reaching out to people to read copies early, read stuff early, maybe do giveaways. That's what they should be doing. And then say for example, for this one, say for example, Jeff Lemire reached out to me, which would be really cool if it happened, Jeff. If you watch this one, I like your stuff a lot, man. But he's like, hey, AR. Can you read this? You know, maybe I'll send you a copy, or I'll send you a digital copy. We can do a giveaway. Give me someone's address. I'll send them stuff. Get the name out there. Let them know what you think about it. Let them know about the artwork. Let them know about the story. Talk about the first issue. Don't talk about the other ones. Stuff like that. Let somebody read the whole series or the first couple of issues, and then maybe they can use their platform. Say they do this for like 10 or 15 people. Yeah, maybe 10 or 15 people read it, but now all of a sudden, out of those 10 or 15 people, maybe there's a combined maybe 100,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers. Maybe they give it to, I don't know, like Comics Explained or something, and he does a Comics Explained thing on the first issue. That's like 50, 60 to 100,000 views. That's a good thing to do, in my opinion. Let's see. I'm a little behind on those, so I'll just move on from this one. If anyone wants to talk about this, I'll come back to it, but I don't really want to talk about it. I just wanted to bring this one up. Man, I talk about this all the time. I always say, who the hell's reading Captain Marvel? And they're finally wrapping it up at a double-sized issue 50 finale. Holy crap. Of all the Marvel series, I hear it's not bad. That's the thing. I hear it's not bad. I hear it's not that good either, but I just don't understand how this one, of all the series for Marvel that Marvel does, made it to issue 50. Let's see. Yeah, it started in 2019. I was in the military when I started reading this one. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that one up. There's a couple top 10 lists I wanted to check out. Let's see. Oh, that was one of them. No, actually, that was the one I wanted to. Yeah, there we go. This is the one I wanted to check out next. Let's see. I was reading Captain Marvel, but it became too girl power for me. I only bought it for the Timeless. I'm wondering why they let it. I was wondering why they let it go for so long too. I read like the first 25-ish issues, something like that. I've liked it. Definitely the best Carol Danvers story. That's good though. I don't know why I ended up dropping it. I just feel like I started reading every issue and I was like, it's really not that good. It's not bad. And then I started saying, would I read it in an omnibus, though? Would I rather read it in an omnibus? And I said, no, I would never buy this. And I thought, all right, well, that's a wrap then. I'm not going to keep buying it. At this point, I find it hard to back any creator, especially publishers who are in the mainstream. They're not good at running their campaigns and slow at fulfillment. I have heard that. I've heard that more times than not. A lot of things that happen on Kickstarter. I've heard a lot of bad things about that. I personally backed the Kickstarter, and I'm not going to say who it is. I think it was $20 that I gave them, and it was only supposed to be for like issue 1. I never got the book. And then when I reached out about it, I got, I'll look into it, or we'll make sure you get it. And then I never got it. And then when I reached out again about it, I got left unread. So I have a hard time supporting some of those. And yeah, I'm not going to forget about that person because I've talked to them. I've done some work with that person as well. So I was a little disappointed to see that. That was very uncool. I was not the happiest of campers. And I forgot about it too because I was like, wait, hold on. I still never got that damn book. That's how it felt. It felt like I literally got $20 stolen. And I'm not saying I'm not friends with them or anything, but it's like I literally only did it to support them on their book. It was it was a cover that they did, and I supported their cover. And then I never got it, and then yeah, I basically got screwed. Thompson's run has been all right, but I only read that's where I'm at, 2nd Street. I was at like 24, 25. All the stuff that was happening when she went to the future dealing with Namor's son, that was the last arc that I read. Get this out of the way. All right, let me get some of these ads out. And I saw this top 10 list. I thought this would be a cool one to check out. Let's see. I get annoyed when I win giveaways and never get the thing I won, but if I paid for something, dude, yeah, the giveaways. Yeah, you won this giveaway. Reach out, and then people reach out, and you don't actually get it. It is what it is. That's a swift kick to nuts if I saw them. I've met them in person too. That's even the worst part. I've met them in person, bought from them at the con, and I've done other work with them. And then I supported their Kickstarter. I never got my God book. Man, it get me all frustrated. I'm about to reach out again and say, "Hey, buddy, you remember me? I know you remember me." But now let's move on. I'm not going to be sitting on that one. That'll be for couple drinks deep, and I get reminded of it again. I'm like, hey, I should send an Instagram message now that I think about it. Yeah, that's the thing. Eventually, I've backed some before, and I did eventually get the books. But they say like, oh, it's supposed to be fulfilled by the end of October. I expect months to go by, and then it just shows up one day. A drunk AR rage streaming. Ugh. Maybe one late Friday night. Oh, wait, I'm going through this. I'm not even reading it. Oh, the freaking Cybertrucks, man. All right, here we go. I knew a dude in the military that was that he was sitting there. I did honor guard with him, and this man's sitting there. He's on his phone. He's just kicking it like he said, AR, what do you think about that Cybertruck? I said, Cybertruck? I said, what Cybertruck? He said, Tesla. Tesla made a Cybertruck. And I said, no, the hell they didn't. He showed me the picture of this dumbass looking truck thing. It looked like it's something that came out of a futuristic war video game. And he said, I could pre-order one. I said, you could. Yeah, you could. I guess you could pre-order one. He said it only costs like, I think it was like what, like $100 or $100 to put down to pre-order your place to get one. And he did it. He freaking did it right in front of me, and he was like, he said, you sure you don't, he said, you should do one too, man. He said, we could both get Cybertrucks. I said, man, I'm not getting no goddamn Cybertruck. You know how stupid that looks? And yeah, and then I saw the things that said it got canceled or whatever. Let's see. I heard a little, I wouldn't be surprised. No, Nicole, the other guy. I'm willing to bet, and I may know who you're talking about, one of 3 people, and if it's one of those 2, one of them is likely because of the other. Maybe. I don't know a lot of people that do campaigns. I really don't. I don't keep up to date with a lot of stuff, but I saw them posting about it, and I was like, shit, I'll support, man. I got you. And I never got it. It could be a one-off thing. It could be they don't look at the messages. Maybe they. I look at messages all the time, and I actually respond to them, but it's only in my mind, and I'm like, yep, I sent it all right. I told them exactly what I thought, and then days go by, weeks go by, and I'm like, I never actually messaged that person back or texted them back. I subconsciously always respond, but I actually don't really respond. Yeah, basically a free loan to Elon Musk. Yeah, because he needs the money. All right, number 10. Heroes that turn to the... All right, I might as well talk about it. 10 most common Marvel tropes. Marvel Comics reuse a lot of familiar narrative tropes, sometimes for the better, sometimes to the detriment of their stories. And number 10 is heroes that turn to the dark side. Yeah, it happens all the time. It's always something. Somebody gets taken over. I mean, hell, the whole dark web thing. Eddie Brock's brain got wiped. Chasm is angry about everything going on, and I forget who else was in it. Whoever is the Queen of Limbo, she was angry about it all too. Hollow's Eve. There's a lot of good characters doing bad things. While it's a bit overused, there is an appeal to seeing a lighthearted hero such as Spider-Man wear a black suit and have an edge. See, I don't see this as him turning to the dark side, though. That's the thing. I see when Ben Reilly goes bad and he starts fighting heroes and he starts doing all these things and he's deemed like a villain. Joseph, is this where I put my size? I appreciate you, man. You didn't have to do that though, but this is not that place. Yeah, I don't think the symbiote Spidey is the best idea. Now he did, they did say he does have a little bit of an edge to him. He did get a little angry. I mean, look at no, I'm not even gonna bring it up. Yeah, maybe I will. There he is. There's the edge we're talking about here, guys. This is the edge. That's how you knew. That's how you knew he was a bad guy. His hair went all emo straight down. He didn't care anymore. He said, "I'm new Tobey Maguire." Oops. But yeah, that's Bully Maguire. I like that one. No, I like that one a lot. The memes are S tier for that one too. 100%. No, I don't think that's a good one though. K-Bar. Oh my God, this ain't the Cybertruck, but I appreciate the donation, guys. I really do. And he put on the eyeliner, emo Spidey. Yeah, that dance was a dance where he's like this, like whatever he did right outside his was it his apartment or that building? I was like, man, this dude's evil. He's pure evil now. Here we go. Crossover events that bring many heroes together. All right. Now, the only reason I'm going to say that this is most common Marvel tropes. All right, I'm trying to not really judge this one. For even Marvel events that disappointed fans like Secret Empire, there are 2 other beloved events such as Secret Wars and Infinity Gauntlet that made history. Seeing the likes of Wolverine and Spider-Man team up was fun, but it's a spectacle to see army of superheroes and massive events. I think the only reason that this should be on here is that Marvel has too many events. God damn it, everybody. Thank you, John, for the dono. You're just so you know, I can't give you a Cybertruck. I might be able to draw you a Cybertruck and send it to you, but that's probably the best I can do. But I don't think bringing a ton of heroes together for a Marvel event is a bad thing. I think it's a lot of fun. I think that's supposed to be what a Marvel event is. Is it really considered an event if it's, say, for example, we're talking about Absolute Carnage here. Yes, everybody came together, but imagine if it was just kind of this Maximum Carnage deal where it was Carnage versus Venom and Spider-Man, something like that. That's not really an event to me. That's like a little tie-in, crossover, little thing happening between maybe a couple series. So in my opinion, a big event like this, I feel as though heroes should come together. But the problem with it is that there's way too many events. So people are getting, it's an oversaturation. People are tired of seeing that. So for that reason, I think, yeah. But if I hear a big event like, oh, Marvel's next big event, I expect all of the heroes to come together because it should be a massive world event. Maybe it's a new villain or something major happening, like King in Black, like Absolute Carnage. They all came together because they have to take down this big baddie that's trying to take over the world or kill off everybody. Whatever's going on, you need all hands on deck. So I don't think this one really deserves to be on here. Same thing with number 10. That's a horrible example having Spidey on there. I feel as though same kind of concept. This is a good idea, but it's only because there's so many events that just don't mean shit, so people are tired of seeing it. But an idea of a massive Marvel event, I think all the heroes should be there for that. Because other than that, it's not really a big event. Yeah, exactly. It happens way, way too often. What do you think about the Summer of Symbiote Cross? I'm not looking forward to it all. I'm sick of the symbiote shit. I love Venom, Spider-Man, Carnage. I love it all. I'm tired of it all. I really am. Dwayne's a pain. All right, I'll start drawing. All right. By next Friday's stream, I'll have the Cybertruck made. I'll have a Cybertruck drawn for you all, and we'll figure out how we're gonna get it to you guys. I'll have a Cybertruck for you guys by next week. But thank you for the donation. But yeah, I'm tired of all the symbiote stuff. We had just from last year to now. Well, we'll start at Absolute Carnage, because I'd say Absolute Carnage is probably one of the first big symbiote event that I can remember in recent years. But it went from Absolute Carnage to King in Black, and they were basically right after each other. And from there, we had Extreme Carnage over the summer, and that ran right into the next, I think, Venom series. So we're still having a major symbiote thing going on. We also got a Carnage series, and now we're having a Carnage Miles Morales event crossover little thing going on. And now, 1 year later, none of the symbiote stuff came to a halt pretty much at all. Now we have another supposed big symbiote event. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I need a break. They're beating it to a dead horse. They're trying to milk it for what it's worth. They just want as much money as they possibly can. It's Marvel. I get it. It's what they want to do, but, shit happens sometimes. Sometimes you gotta just give it a break. Secret Empire with mud flaps. Okay. So the Cybertruck will have... I'll make sure it has mud flaps. I'll do what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Secret Empire was decent. I think that's a good way to describe it. It's really what got me back into comics, because I wanted to find out what everyone was fussing about, Hydra Cap, and it made me go back to even further. The thing, if I can recall, Secret Empire wasn't even the normal world. It was a different world or universe, wasn't it? It was a different... Yeah, let's look that up. Because what's the regular Marvel Comics? 610. Secret. So many goddamn worlds at this point. Wait, 616. Oh, wait. Oh, actually, it says... Yeah. I spelled it so wrong. Secret Empire. Alright, so yeah. So it's 676. But yeah, there's a lot of people who really hated that series, though. I agree. It was decent. It wasn't good. But it wasn't super horrible. Oh my god, this next one's already spoiled on my screen, but the ad is blocking you to this one. This one, I'm surprised it's at number 8. This is like the biggest Marvel thing that gets screwed up all the time. Here we go, everybody. Resurrecting characters. Oh my God. If you're going to kill somebody off, kill them off. Don't bring them back a month later and say, oh, because of this crazy magic, or we did this other thing, and now all of a sudden they're back alive. Like the death of Doctor Strange, we all knew he wasn't going to be dead, and he wasn't even dead in that series. It's literally called the death of this character, and he was alive, I think, by the end of the first issue. I'm pretty positive either the end of the first issue or right at the beginning of the second one. He had some like plan and action in case if he ever got killed, so he didn't technically die. Both Marvel and DC suffer from the overused trope that rarely anybody stays dead in the comics, feeling more akin to a soap opera. Marvel will create elaborate deaths for a character, only for them to come back through plot conveniences such as time travel, magical resurrection, whatever the writers conjure. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? As a result, storylines in Marvel comics struggle to have any form of stakes because readers figure that whoever dies will just be back. That's literally what we just said. As much as painful to see a beloved character die, their deaths should not be erased, but help the living heroes grow and learn from them. Yeah, it's a fact. That is a fact. Well, they're complaining about DC in this one too, but oh my God, it's what they do. Maybe you guys can elaborate on this one a little bit more. I'm not a huge X-Men fan, but at number 7, it's the X-Men hates Cyclops. I've heard a lot of people say that, but it says, for whatever reason, Marvel decided to turn Cyclops from the idealistic X-Men leader to the punching bag for writers. It's not a personal tragedy for Scott Summers, such as losing a friend or loved one. The writers turned him into an obsessive lover. All right, I get that. Who loses his significant others or has an ego the size of Galactus. I do know from a lot of the X-Men stuff that I have read, which isn't a lot, I will say that I have not read a lot of X-Men stuff, they do seem to make Cyclops into the lover character on like that type of personality. They don't make him badass. They don't make him like the fan favorite in any of the series that I've read. He just kind of exists and he's worried about his girl. And that seems to be what I've gathered. Brock, right? Yeah. OG Double Z, let me die for a while. Yeah, you got to kill him off at least for a little bit. If you want to bring him back, if you bring him back through a different like multiverse or something like that, or even if you do the magical thing, at least let him die off for a while. They just got to do it. I mean, look at Miles. The Miles in the current Marvel universe isn't that Marvel universe. He's from the Ultimate Universe. Let's see. Next up. Characters' names are alliterated. Whether it's in the comics, animated shows, or live-action movies, anyone is bound to pick up on the alliteration pattern with Marvel's names. Peter Parker, Susan Storm, Bruce Banner, Jessica Jones, Stephen Strange, and Mighty Fing Fang Foom. This naming trope has become so well-known and loved when some non-Marvel movies have alliterated character names. They even reference Marvel, while not ever... That's not that big of a deal. I don't think that's a big deal at all. Like, who cares? Am I wrong on this one? Who cares? If they say Peter Parker, Otto Octavius, who gives a damn? Did we miss? Was that? I was going to say, yeah. Is that really? That's what I'm saying. Is that really an issue? That's not really an issue to me. Number 5, killing off women just to motivate the male hero. I was going to say the one I'm thinking of is obviously Gwen dying off. Marvel sadly has not... an example would be in a controversial Spider-Man comic where Marvel killed off Anne Wang by having her take her own life even though it was uncharacteristic of her. It was just so Venom could be Spider-Man's enemy again. Other women in Marvel have suffered. I'm sure this is a big deal. I don't know if this is a modern big deal. I think this is probably older issues if I can think about it. K-Bar says, I think this was an issue a while ago, but it's got much, much better over the last few. That's what I was saying. I feel as though over the last few years, like even maybe pushing 10 years, it's not really an issue. I don't think so, at least. But I don't even know what comic this is. But I don't know. I don't foresee that being a big issue. Yeah, I do think, Pedro, I do think some of these ones up top, I do think the heroes turn to the dark side. I think that is one that they reuse a lot. I don't think this is a good example, having Spider-Man on the front and using that as the example. I don't think that's, in other cases, such as the Ultimate Reed Richards, which he's obviously going to be back. We were just talking about that with the Ultimate stuff. Heroes have turned into total villains. But see, that's the thing, too, is the Ultimate Reed Richards, that's not Reed Richards from our universe. So it's still a whole different character, technically. But yeah, people were complaining about the Captain America during Secret Empire. The crossover event thing, I think, like I said, I think that's only a problem because there's an over amount of events that don't mean jack shit. Burbs, what's going on? So the topic right now is the 10 most common Marvel tropes. And I think we're on number 4. Let's see, characters need motivation, so it's either going to be their girl or their brother or their dog. Yeah. Yeah, Alfred ain't going to be dead. He'll be back one day. Maybe. Well, I guess we'll see. But we're on... and this was the other one. X-Men Comics hate Cyclops. I think that's just... I don't know. I guess that's just how he's being written. I don't read a lot of X-Men, so I can't speak on it too much. This is, to me, is not a problem at all. Characters' names are alliterated. No. That's not a problem. This one, I don't think it's a modern problem. I totally understand where they're coming from back then. I don't think it's modern. Up next, let's see. At 4, we've got apocalyptic Marvel futures. Other than exceptions like the 2099 stories, well, how's that an exception then? Marvel Comics does not like the idea of classic future portrayals. Instead of cyberpunk cities, flying cars, and hoverboards, most depictions of Marvel's future involve the planet's destruction. Okay. I can agree with that. Instead of cyberpunk cities, flying cars, and hoverboards, most depictions of Marvel's future involve the planet's destruction. That is usually how it is. If I can recall, most of these things are pretty much like that. I'm thinking off the top of my head, the stuff with Cosmic Ghost Rider, when that was in the future, everything was destroyed. All of these old man series, old woman series, these are pretty much the same way. I'm trying to think of some other ones off the top of my head. They didn't really, unless if they... Oh yeah, here we go. Old Man Logan and Avengers of the Wasteland comics are famous examples, but there's also X-Men Days of Future Past, Marvel Zombies, Age of Ultron, Future Imperfect. Yeah, so that is it. But yeah, like you said, that's basically on the path we're on right now. Do you really think the future is going to be flying cars and hoverboards and all that stuff? It's probably going to be a wasteland if I had to put dollar on it. Let's see. Global warming, yeah. Not really a fan of the alternate universes and time travel stuff. I'm not... Yeah, the alternate universes I'm okay with. Time travel, not as much. Off-world stuff like in space, not a big fan of that either, though. Well, if the future is utopia, then what's... Well, that's it, though. Well, if the future utopia... If it's a future utopia, then what's the hero going to do? Just chill out and drink mojitos? That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I'd hang out. I'd drink a bunch of mojitos. That sounds like a blast. I don't have stuff for mojitos tonight, but I think I'm just going to chill out and also just drink tonight. I'd rather see an apocalypse type. I think I would too. I really get sick of the multiverse. I'm sick of the multiverse now. When they started doing more multiverse stuff, I was really happy about it. I was like, cool, we get to do this, we get to see this, and now it's like... Oh my God, the Marvel movies, the Marvel TV shows, all of the comics, everything is the multiverse. Every time there's a problem, multiverse, let's fix it, let's solve it. We can just go into the multiverse. Let's just get this other character from the multiverse. No, I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of that crap. It's so overplayed right now. Spider-Man 3000, and he's just like, well, everything's cool, there's no crime, so maybe I'll just learn to paint or something. Next one, hero versus hero battles. These aren't problems. I mean, look at for example, right now, for example, a hero versus hero battle in the Punisher series. Punisher got all these powers, and now the Avengers and everybody else is trying to stop him. That makes sense. So it says, as much as Marvel heroes working together is a blast, there's almost always an appeal to seeing a full-on battle between individual heroes or even groups. It has led to some iconic matches, including the Hulk vs. Wolverine and Captain America vs. Iron Man. Yeah, that's classic shit right there. I totally agree. Why is this a problem? The fight between heroes appeals to the classic schoolyard debates kids. Appeals to the classic schoolyard debates kids. Oh, yeah. All right, I thought it was just bad writing at first. Would have about who would win in a fight. While some of these cases haven't always worked out, such as ruining Captain Marvel's character in Civil War II just so she can fight Iron Man, the trope is almost always. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Did you guys catch this last sentence? Catch this last sentence. The trope is still almost always fun to witness. How are you putting this in at number 3 then? You're putting this in at number 3 as one of these problems that Marvel always does. But you wrapped up your number 3 with it's still almost always fun to witness. You're goddamn right, it is almost always fun to witness. It's always cool to see that stuff. Yeah, I guess you're right about that, Mr. Negative. Marvel does tend to usually cram hero versus hero stuff in a little often, especially if it's their first time meeting. CW3 didn't ruin Captain Marvel, that character. Ain't that the truth? And Hulk versus Bruce Banner in this week's Joe Fixos. Oh, that's cool. Damn, I should be reading that series. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's almost as if everything that he's writing... Who is the name in the front? Melody McCready. So Melody McCready wrote this one, but it's almost as if everything that she is writing about, she counteracts the same argument with, like this one. Crossover events that bring in the heroes. I was reading it right now. They are an important part of Marvel's history. So you're saying it's important, but they overuse it. So why is it a problem? That's an opinion right there. Resurrecting characters. Now this probably should have been close to number 1 in my opinion. This isn't number 8. This is an issue. This is an absolute issue. I can't agree. I can't speak on that too often. This isn't even a problem. The fact that you put that last one at number 8 and this one at number 6, that's ridiculous to me. This one, I don't think it's a problem anymore. But, yeah. So she did it a couple times. She counteracted some of the things she said. Is this a list of tropes people like? Because it would make more sense. But, I mean, I guess it's not supposed to say it's a bad thing or a good thing. I guess 10 most common Marvel tropes. So I guess how the title's written, it's just saying it's the most common. So I think me saying, oh, it's not a problem. Why is she saying this? I guess she's not really saying it's a problem either. So that's on me. Oh, shit. Skipped a few. Sorry about that. See, Joseph, that's kind of where I was getting. If you're saying it's something that Marvel always reuses, it sounds like you're saying it in a negative way. But I don't. But yeah, 10 most common. But yeah, the way it's worded, it kind of sounds like it's a negative thing. But then for this one, for example, she counteracts it. This is an article written by someone who wants everyone to like them. Say it with your chest. Like me. Oh my God. All right. This next one is absolutely deserving of where it is. This one I could argue for this one to be number 1. You guys I know you're already going to agree with this one. Peter Parker cannot have a healthy relationship. Holy shit, am I tired of this. I don't care. Get a new girl in the mix. Eliminate MJ, Black Cat. I am so tired of reading these comics, and it's like, oh, now I'm with MJ, and now I'm sad, and I'm not with MJ, but Black Cat's here for me, and I do all these cool shenanigans with Black Cat, but MJ, I gotta go back to MJ because she's my ride or die, but Black Cat's still there. Oh my God. This is probably the most annoying. This is definitely the most annoying one on the list. Because that boy needs therapy. He does. Yeah, this one easily could be number 1. Now I'm excited to see what number 1 is, though. Maybe Peter should just be single and focused. Yeah, Peter needs to actually. Joseph L. It's Peter Parker. Actually, that's that one hit number 6, I think. Yeah, the alliteration. Yeah, number 6. It's Peter Parker. Say it right. Peter Parker and Mary Jane, not MJ. It's actually Mary Jane. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Spider-Man is not involved. If Spider-Man is not involved with a toxic partner like Black Cat, Marvel's obsessed with splitting him apart from better lovers like Gwen Stacy, Kitty Pryde, and Mary Jane Watson. Yeah. Yeah. Fact. Yeah, I love alliteration. My least favorite trope is just having redundant characters. As much as I love Miles Morales, I wish he had his own superhero title. That's the only thing. I always say I love Miles. I love the books. I'm a big fan of Miles Morales. But the fact that they always just refer to him as Spider-Man, like, oh, aren't you Spider-Man too? They could have done something else. I really do like Miles, though. All right. We're on to the last one. All right. Number 1 is badass woman successors. While there are unique women in Marvel comics, such as the Invisible Woman and Black Widow, others end up being variants or successors to another hero. For example, the Hawkeye mantle is passed from Clint Barton to Kate Bishop, who has become just as good as he was, if not better. There is Spider-Gwen, who became her Earth spider-related hero, and Jane Foster became the Mighty Thor. I guess I agree with this one. I think this one should be on the high list as well. Not number 1. This is number 1. This is 100% number 1. But this is a thing. It's like every male hero, it's almost as if there's a female hero counterpart now. And I mean, I don't mean that as a bad thing, but make them unique. Make them into their own superhero. Like with Kate Bishop, you really had to turn her into Hawkeye 2.0. And I agree with, I mean, not as much with the Spider-Gwen, but yeah, there's a lot of characters that they really did just kind of, all right, well, we got Hawkeye. Let's make a female Hawkeye. Let's give Jane Foster the hammer. I see where they're coming from with this. Does Miles have a girlfriend? Kind of, not really. The earlier series, he was kind of dating a girl named Barbara, and then they broke off because he wasn't willing to tell her his secret identity, and now he's kind of with Starling. I don't think it's official. Yeah, I don't think it's official, but they're definitely, I would say, together. But shit, that's another thing. That's not a hero, but you got the Vulture, and they basically made Starling the Vulture. It's literally the Vulture's grandkid. So I can agree to an extent, but I firmly believe this should be number 1. I don't think this is a bad problem, like a bad trope. I think it's a problem of its own. I think they do need to give some of these female leads their own uniqueness, not like just some knockoff version of an already successful one. So that to me is a problem. Should it be number 1? No, it should probably be based on this list, probably should be like number 3. Miles should be live action Marvel. I agree with that. But that's this top 10 list. This was a fun one. But we've been live for a little over 2 hours now, folks. Here, hold on. So I'm actually gonna wrap this stream up right there. That was a lot of fun. So we went through some comics, we went through some other cool stuff, a lot of news. That top 10 list was pretty cool. The other ones were fun. Maybe I'll save them for next week, next Friday, same time. Maybe I'll see if we got some new ones to work with. But seriously, everybody, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all hanging out with me tonight. I had a blast as always. Chat, you guys are always keeping it live in there. I love you guys too. Stay tuned. Sunday's video is about to come out. The previews, as always, I think, what are we on? March 29th, Tuesday. I'm going to be doing a live stream for that, too. Everybody is talking right now, too, saying thanks. Now, thank you, guys. Thank you all so much. Seriously, you guys all rock. I love this community. I love you all. And the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck, I'm going to make sure you guys get Cybertrucks for next week. I'll do my best for you guys. But thank you for the donation as well. It really does mean a lot to me. You guys all mean a lot to me. And have a safe weekend. Have fun, everybody. Enjoy your family. Tell them you love them. And have a great night.